How is it going, guys? We're back with another wonderful reaction from the channel, Not Just Bikes. I really enjoy doing reactions to their videos. So if you guys haven't seen their channel, the link to this original video will be in the description section down below. Go check out their channel, show them some love. They have awesome videos. We're going to find out how highways almost destroyed Amsterdam. So evidently, highways were a huge thing back then. It was an issue. They got rid of cars, not got rid of them, but cut back on cars. Now it's like the bike capital of the world, right? So let's find out. Let's check this out together and see how highways almost destroyed Amsterdam.
Ah, beautiful Amsterdam, famous as the city of cyclists, and consistently voted best place in the world to get run over by a bicycle by tourists. But it wasn't always this way. In the 1960s, Amsterdam was a car city. The city was sprawling outside of its 19th century boundaries, and the future was the automobile.
That looked cool. What was... Okay, so that's some modern looking buildings there.
The city was sprawling outside of its 19th century boundaries, and the future was the automobile. Bicycles were an old relic of the 20th century, and Americans were ahead at building the cities of the future. So the Dutch looked to America for inspiration. In the 1960s, American planner David Jokinen was brought in to modernize the city. It was assumed that in a modern city, just like in America, most people would choose to live in the suburbs and commute into the city center by car. So the result was Plan Jokinen, a plan to make Amsterdam easily accessible by car. Plan Jokinen had several aspects that were pretty radical by Dutch standards, but fairly commonplace in America. The single canal was going to be filled in to make a 6-lane highway, forming a ring road around the city center.
Wow.
Access to the ring road would come in from the south and require demolishing the working-class neighborhood of De Pijp. These highways would lead to an area of high office towers and form a new central business district, which...
So if they got rid of the canal, one of the canals, to make it like a road, like I thought the canals were there to like help with the water situation and like drain the water, because, you know, obviously like most of the Netherlands is under sea level. I don't know.
Which would require demolishing parts of Oud-West. It was expected that all visitors to the city center would come in by car, so car parks and taxi centers were planned on the periphery, with monorails connecting the rest of the city. Of course, monorails were not chosen because they were the cheapest or best solution. They were chosen primarily because they were raised up above the street and didn't get in the way of cars.
Wow, yeah.
Details of this plan that would have pretty much destroyed everything we know of today's Amsterdam were distributed to the public in a brochure ironically entitled, "Give the City a Chance."
Wow,
seriously.
Yeah.
Drawings of the proposed highway probably look familiar to anybody from North America because they look
yeah, that looks like you're going into the edge of Chicago, honestly.
Pretty much like every city in North America. Plan Jokinen may seem crazy today, but it was all part of an ongoing modernization of Amsterdam. This particular plan failed, but other parts of the city were not as fortunate, and several neighborhoods were destroyed to build wide American-style roads as part of a highway plan for Amsterdam. These plans were stopped only because of mass protests by citizens in the 1970s.
Right.
Since that time, Amsterdam has started a series of repairs to undo some of the damage. The city has significantly reduced the number of car lanes and turned more space over to walking, cycling, and public transit.
Yeah, and evidently you can get around a lot faster, almost even like in a car or in a bike over there than you can in a car over here. It's just so well made. Well thought out.
And bicycle use, which was almost wiped out completely in the 1970s, is now the major form of transportation in the city. But these former highways, now wide boulevard-style roads, are still here today, evidence of a crazy car-centric vision for Amsterdam that thankfully...
So what is... Let me see.
Transportation in the city. But these former highways, now wide boulevard-style roads, are still here today, evidence of a crazy car-centric vision for Amsterdam that thankfully never materialized. It's hard to imagine that places like this one could have been highways instead of lively neighborhoods where people live and work. As you probably know, most other parts of the world were not as fortunate, with highways having destroyed the fabric of many cities, promoting urban sprawl, consuming city finances, generating intense automobile traffic, and making walking and bicycling dangerous and infeasible as alternatives. Amsterdam successfully fought back against highways and suburbanization, and now it's one of the most livable cities in the world as a result. The
Yeah, it'd
question for
be
the
cool to be
21st
there.
century is, what other world cities will follow in its footsteps?
Yeah, I guess that's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's cool. Like, so they made like almost
Just by
like,
citizens. And
let me see if I can find it again. Yeah, right in here. Let's see. Yeah, so this like right here, that would have been a highway in between all these buildings right here. Like, that's pretty crazy. Like, and that's how it would be in America. It would just be highways, roads, streets, cars packed through here. They would have probably took half these buildings out, ripped them down, and made parking lots. Man, that's nuts. So, all right, guys. Well, if you enjoy my videos, hit subscribe, hit like. It doesn't cost you anything. It's completely free, and it only helps the channel grow. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, take care.